12 signs he's emotionally committed to you. In this training, we're going to be going deeper into what are the signs that a man actually loves you from a deep place in his heart, where he's backing it up, not just with words, but with actions. What are those secret actions that show you his true commitment, or is he putting on a facade that he doesn't really have those feelings yet, and he may be actually losing those feelings? So that's what we want to uncover in this video. I'm Brody Boyd. I'm with Magnetize Your Man, and as a dating coach and love expert for over 13 years, I'm going to share my perspective on what I've seen from the male psyche. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The first sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he plans a future with you. When a man plans a future with you, he's seeing you as an integral part of his life moving forward. He's already woven the thread through the tapestry of his future, and he is saying things like what he wants to do with you, what plans he has, what journeys he wants to take you on. Not only that, but he's actually planning those things out, ideally. He's making concrete plans, whether that's talking out in detail, putting together a date and time of when things are going to happen, a timeline. But either way, you can sense that he has this integral vision within himself of you two being together for the long term. The second sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he respects your boundaries. So he wants you to feel safe and he wants you to feel comfortable if he really cares about you. He's holding your heart in a protective shield, this golden protective light that he wants to keep safe. You, your heart, your soul. So anything that's coming to try to attack that precious gift that is you, he's going to want to protect and defend you against those things, including himself. So he's going to make sure that if he does something that maybe made you feel uncomfortable, that maybe made you feel unsafe, that he was letting his guard down, that he was maybe not as vigilant as he could have been with something, then he's going to want to make corrections for that. He's going to want to make sure that he understands what it was that was your boundary that he crossed, and to make sure he doesn't do that again. So he's going to be very cognizant of your protective sphere. The third sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he keeps his word with you. Even with the small things, if he says he's going to do it, he does it. Of course, with the big things as well. So look for that. When he says he's going to pick you up at a certain time, is he there at the time or is he late? Is he maybe even early? That may be also not technically keeping his word. But look for those small things and look for the big things as well. When he tells you something, make sure that he is giving you something concrete. So when he says, I'll talk to you later, say like, well, when is later? Or I'll text you later. Well, when is later? And try to have him give you a specific time without like pressing him too hard, because what that does is that allows you to test if he's actually caring for you, if he's a man of integrity. Is he going to actually call you when he said he's going to call you, or text you when he said he's going to text you? Or it could be something else that he said he's going to do for you. Try to get it locked down in specifics so that you can measure if he's actually a man of his word and if he's really caring. The fourth sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he shows interest in your life. He wants to know all the details. How was your week? How was your day? How are you feeling? What happened? Why did that happen? How did that make you feel? So he's going to ask you these kind of questions about your work, your colleagues, your friends, your family, maybe some challenges you're going through. He's going to want to know details because he's getting more and more invested into your life. He's starting to see your lives merging together. So he wants to know, what is your life actually like? Is that going to be a fit for my life? Are we going to continue on this path? Do we have to work some things out? Do we have to negotiate so that I can continue to plan the future with you, whether that involves marriage or some other long-term commitment? So he's really looking for that, and he's curious and interested in you because he cares about you. He wants to know how to make you happy, and he wants to know what else he can contribute to your life. The fifth sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he introduces you to friends and family. So he wants to integrate you into his life. He pulls back the curtain of his life and shows you the things that are most important to him. His friends, his family, maybe even his pets, his children if he has them. And he's starting to introduce you to those people. That's a great sign that he's emotionally committed, because he's now saying, hey, I want to start integrating you more into my intimate and the depth of my life, not just the surface level, not just the hangouts and the meetups. So it's a great sign that he also wants to see how those people interact with you. Are they liking you, or are they getting red flags? He's going to look to observe their reactions and your connection with them. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't fake it. Try to become a people pleaser to make them like you, but be authentic, let it unfold, and be your best self, and and hopefully that'll show him that you are both meant to be together. And if not, that'll become apparent as well, and maybe you might find you're a little scared of his friends and family. So that's a good sign to look for. The sixth sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he expresses love to you regularly. He expresses his feelings, he expresses his love, whether that love language is through his words of affirmation, his quality time with you, his acts of service, etc., etc. He wants to show you, for his best ability, that he cares with you. He cares about you. So he's going to show things like he's going to call you up. He's going to text you regularly. He's going to give you a hug. He's going to give you a kiss. He's going to introduce you to people. He's going to give things to you. He's going to give you a back massage. He's going to help you fix your car. All these variety of things that men may do and a man may do to show you that he cares. So look for those signs and try to find out, if you can, what his love language is, how he likes to feel loved and how he likes to express love. You may just introduce him to those concepts and ask him, like, what are your love languages? What are your top love languages? I'll tell you right now, for most men, it's going to be words of affirmation and physical touch. So most likely he's going to express his love to you in those two ways as well. So look out for those. The seventh sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he stands with you in tough times. So if you're going through something tough, if you have a challenging situation with your health, with a family member, with your job, something else, he's going to be there for you, and he's going to be going through it with you. So he's not just going to ghost at the first sign that things are going that there's challenges arising for you, but he's going to be involved, and he's going to ask you questions. How are you doing today? How have things progressed? Did you have that conversation? How did that conversation go? He may be a little cautious if you guys are just getting to know each other and it's a very extreme issue, and he may also not know what his place is within that role for you. But generally, he's going to be involved. He's going to want to find out how things are going. He's going to be in communication, and he may offer to help in some way. He may offer just to come over or to hang out and, put his arm around you and comfort you and let you know it's going to be okay. So look out for those signs as well. The eighth sign that he's emotionally committed to you is that he wants to work things out with you. He wants to engage in conflict. Some people think that conflict, arguments are a bad thing for a relationship, but actually it's worse if he doesn't want to argue with you, if he doesn't care. They say the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. But he's going to want to do that constructively. So he's going to want to have those conversations about, why were you still seeing your ex, or why did you do this? Or, some disagreement you're having, or some values misalignment. He's going to talk to you about it because he wants to find a resolution, because he wants to stay with you. He may know that may be a deal breaker for him, and if it doesn't get worked out, he's just going to ghost you, or he's going to be gone. He doesn't want to do that with you because he's emotionally committed, so he's going to ask you more questions about it. He's going to want to hear an explanation, or he's going to want to talk it out to find out how you guys can come to a win-win solution around it so that you can continue to progress in your relationship. The ninth sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he wants to make time for you. He sets aside time from his schedule, whether it's a really busy schedule or not. He's setting aside that time to be with you, to hang out, to talk to you, to be available, especially when you're going through something. But he's going to want to prioritize you in that way. He's not just going to put you on the side burner or treat you like an option. He's going to say, look, what are you doing this Saturday? What are you doing this weekend? What are you doing on Friday? He's going to ask you out, and he's going to make sure that he cuts that time out in his calendar and in your calendar for you to be together. He's prioritizing your relationship. He sees it as something that's a necessity in his life, perhaps, at least a very high priority, and he's going to want to make sure that he's available and that you can both be available to spend that quality time together. The 10th sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he has consistent communication with you. So he's not dropping off the earth for days at a time, months at a time, hopefully not months. He's consistent. So he's at least communicating with you. Most likely, this is a general rule of thumb, at least I would say 2 or 3 times a week. It depends, of course, on how long distance you may be, and maybe you guys are just connecting once a week, you have a call, whatever. But he's wanting to keep that consistency, because imagine a relationship with water or food, or with something that you really care about, like a pet. Most people are not going to be spending days at a time without communicating with that, without having that thing or communicating with that thing that's a necessity to them, right? So if you're a necessity to him, he's going to want to maintain that connection because he sees it as vital to his future. He's getting a lot of emotional needs met in your connection, and he's not going to want to lose that, because if he does lose it because he's not emotionally connected, then he's going to feel like it's like losing his life force, and he's going to be drained and feel empty and sad without it. The 11th sign that he's emotionally committed to you is he shows empathy to you. So he wants to understand more about what you're going through. And not only that, but he wants to really empathize and feel it with you. He wants to be in it with you. So he's not just going to say like, okay, yeah, whenever you're feeling better, come back and let's talk. Or, just stop crying. This isn't something you need to cry about. He's going to ask questions such as, why are you crying? Or why do you feel so sad about that? Or I get it. That's tough. I'm here for you. And he's going to just be with you in it. And he's going to understand when things go wrong for you and you maybe did something wrong. He's going to take the time to try to understand where you were coming from and why you did that thing. And he's going to want to understand your emotional place so that he can start to understand you better and that he can start to feel more connected to you. So empathy is a big sign you want to look for if he's truly committed to you. The 12th sign that he's emotionally committed to you is that he's open to feedback. He wants to become the best man he can be for you. He wants to continue to improve and deepen your relationship. And he knows that he can best do that through getting feedback in a constructive way. Of course, if he's a man of value and a man of integrity, he's not going to let you just bash him and criticize him and tell him what he needs to do differently and this and that and nagging him. But he's going to want to hear when you have valid feedback that you want to bring up to him. And he may even solicit that feedback and ask you, how could I do better? Or what didn't work for you? Or why did that upset you so much when I did that? What would you like me to do instead? What would make you the happiest? And he's at least going to want to hear that information. He may not apply all of it instantly or ever potentially, but he's going to want to hear it and understand so that he can potentially make those improvements. He's going to do it within reason and what makes sense for him as well. But he's going to want to hear those things, and he's not going to let you continue to bash him if he doesn't feel comfortable with it, but he's going to want to get that information, and he may say, okay, I got it. He may ask for more. So the great sign to look for, though, is that he's open to that feedback. That's a sign that he's deeply committed to you. Men can be complex creatures, and we don't always give off signals that we're truly interested or committed or deeply in love with someone. But hopefully these signs will give you some clues as to where your man stands, what's going on with him, and how much your relationship or connection actually means to him. Not just through his words again, but through his real actions in the real world with you. Next, if you haven't yet, I highly recommend taking our free love quiz and virtual coaching session to get the man and relationship you want fast for a loving, long-term, and committed relationship that you can get right now, again for free, by going to our website, getlovequiz.com, getlovequiz.com, or click on the link in the description below or the comments. I'm going to put it there as well. You can go ahead and grab that and take it. Highly recommend, and then look forward to talking to you more there or on our next powerful training in the near future. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.